Hello and welcome back to week 7 of the Amateur CSGO podcast. This week I'm joined by Loki, our new co-host, and how's your day, Loki?
It's been fine, I guess. I'm glad to be here. Shout out to my team, my sponsors. Love you.
All right. So this week, because Huey's away and we all panic when Huey's away because he sort of just carries the podcast, we decided to change it up. So this week's going to be a special week, based 100% off of Signature Invitational and the first preseason match, which is between all the teams, NA and EU. Here with me today, I have teammate Siphon and a staff member of the tournament, Lamo. How's it going, guys?
I did.
Oh, what's up?
It's great. All right, so we're gonna be talking about the scores and just sort of our thoughts on what's going on in the first week of the tournament. So let's kick it off with the first match of the tournament between High Caliber and Kinetic Esports. On Mirage, High Caliber won 16-10, and on Cash, Kinetic Esports turned it around and won it 16-10 again. So what are your thoughts on that match? Obviously, it was, in my opinion, it was a fairly even match. Obviously, the teams have their strong maps. Would you guys agree?
Yeah, I agree that both teams put up a solid fight in that match. It wasn't a complete destruction of one team or the other. I think they both did very well.
Yeah, it seemed to be a fairly even match. What are your thoughts, Lama?
They both kind of. I guess it gave both teams a chance to sort of get introduced into the league, understand the style of it, and they both put up good performances throughout the games.
Yeah, for sure.
High Caliber, they did very well in Mirage on their first game. They edged it 16-10. In the end, on Cash, Kinetic, they came back a bit and they brought it 16-10 as well. Very good game.
Yeah, so I understand you've been not only a staff member, but you've been casting for the tournament. How'd that go?
Yes.
Did you catch this match?
No, not this specific match, but I did loads of the games on Saturday, and I loved it. I just got a chance to stream with different people. Gave me a chance to. This was my first ever chance of doing any commentating on esports, and it was quite an enjoyable experience. I felt. I'm looking forward to doing some of these future commentating on games. It's been really fun, and I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of fun. Just, I guess, really being in tune with what's going on in the games, like being right there and watching the games. I don't know. I tried streaming once before, and I sort of it was an interesting experience. I shout out to Noah.
Hello, Noah.
Noah.
Yeah, we had an interesting casting experience a while back for Freedom League, I think. Oh no, not Freedom, Stardom Arena. But that's something we don't talk about. So on to our next match between Ocean CS and Immortal 5. On Train, Ocean CS won 16-12, and on Nuke, Ocean CS again won 16-5. What are your thoughts on these maps? Obviously, just a bit of a disclaimer. None of them really watched the matches. I've watched a couple.
I'll be honest. I actually watched this match, and I recall this match was very good. I know both games. The AWPers played pivotal roles. I know Daniel was AWPing quite a lot for Mortal 5, and then on Ocean CS, Ewan, he seemed to be doing loads of AWPing throughout the matches. Lots of the AWP plays actually defined some of the moments throughout the matches. They pulled off some of the most pivotal plays.
Yeah.
During that match, Ocean CS, they just dominated it truly, especially on the second match on Nuke. Immortal they seemed to fall apart a little bit on Nuke. But those games were both enjoyable, mainly before the AWPing plays.
Obviously, Nuke is a hard hard map to play on T side. It's a CT sided map. I didn't really watch this because that was I guess I'm not sure what was going on with the streaming, but it was pretty laggy and it was sort of painful to watch. Did you see anything like specifically coming out strong from the Immortal 5 T side or CT side? Where did they win their rounds? Do you know that?
Immortal 5. I think Immortal 5, they just...
Nothing strong. Nothing.
It was very limited what
Nuke
they did.
was a disaster.
Yeah,
I think
Nuke.
whenever they
course-
did take
of course.
whenever
Nuke
they
not.
got the rounds, I think it's because they took advantage of some poor place of motion CS.
Yeah. Obviously Nuke's a hard team. If your team, or sorry, not a hard team, a hard map. If your team if your team isn't good on Nuke, not too well prepared, it's really hard to take a W on that map. And obviously, I'm assuming that's Immortal 5 situation. Though this is only the preseason, so it's not too important. Obviously, they'll improve on that for the when the actual season starts. Yeah.
It's just preseason. They don't need to put into much thought into any game. Actually, they could just fuck around the whole entire time. It's not like a serious match. They don't need to put in strats. They don't need to give away their strats before the games actually happen. So maybe it wasn't that much of a concern for the team.
Yeah, it should be fine for both their sides. And next we're moving on to Canton Dracos EU and Hive Esports. Only one of the maps were streamed for this game. This was the Mirage map, and it was a 16-14 win for Canton Dracos. Obviously that's a close map. Didn't get to see a lot of it. I was focusing more on the NA side, but what are your thoughts on this? Obviously, like I just said, it's a close map.
No,
What do you
I was also streaming that game as well, and it was quite an interesting match because Canton Dracos seemed to take a very dominant lead. They got about 12, 13 rounds in the early stages, and I don't know how, but Hive pulled off a really impressive comeback. It got to about 15, 14 in the last round. Hive were just about to clinch it, but I can't remember who it was. Canton Drake was just they were able to clinch the round, but it was a really tight match, but it was an enjoyable match to watch as well.
Do you remember which side they were on when they got that huge comeback?
They were on CT side. No, hold on.
Yeah, I'd assume
No,
it would be
they
CT.
started. Hive started CT sided, and they got the comeback on T side.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I guess there's
it was
strong
Mirage is
T
really
side
the type of
team.
map.
Yeah.
Mirage, you can really get crazy comebacks when you get everything going full speed.
Yeah,
Mirage
for sure.
T side, it's really easy. I mean, it's a good way to get good comebacks.
That's true. Personally, I'm a fan of the CT side on Mirage. I don't know what do you guys think? I like in terms of how you play Mirage. This is sort of off topic, but while we're on the topic of Mirage, what do you think of the map? CT versus T side, balance, all that type of stuff.
I think it's probably one of the most balanced maps. I think it really varies in what rank you're playing. If you're lower ranked, it's actually pretty T-side. If it's higher ranked and you have good defense as a CT, it can really change. I think if you get like I don't know how to say this. Once you get going and it's T-side and you really know how to control the speed and pace of the game, it's almost impossible to stop. It just really depends on how the team plays it. But T-side is really great from Mirage.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, we're a pretty strong team on Mirage.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Judging by our scores, which we'll get to later. Before we do that, it's Frostfire versus Polar Weasels. I believe this is another EU team. Were you casting this one, Llama?
No, I wasn't casting this because I was actually playing in it.
Oh, yeah. You have a fire in your name. We're just noticing that now. Yeah, so the first map was 16-3 in favor of your team, Frostfire.
Correct.
And the second map, you guys fell 16-6 on Cash. I watched the last round. I saw sort of a spray down from some of the CTs. I thought that looked like I don't know. I personally don't think that it's too big a skill differential between your teams. I guess Mirage must be one of your strong maps considering the scoreline on that. And then again, Cache looks like a somewhat decent map for you guys. I don't know what was going on for either team. It could have been an off day for Polar Weasels. They could be really strong on Mirage. You know, you never know in these situations. What do you guys think about this?
I mean, on the second map, which we played on Cache, we were a bit stuck because we were a player short, so it was essentially a 5 against 4. So because it was a 5 against 4, I think Polar Weasels were able to capitalize on that, and they took advantage of mid quite a lot, which we never really worked out until later on. So
Yeah,
I mean, sadly, I think we just kind of fell apart, but hopefully we can come back better in the future.
yeah, hopefully. I obviously, like we said earlier, it's preseason, so it's not really too important. It's just a good way to see what's going on. I actually don't know much about the EU brackets. Is it 2 brackets on the EU side, or is it just 1 bracket?
It's just a 1 because we've got less EU teams compared to the US teams. It
okay.
just meant we could just stick them all together.
Yeah. So I know on the NA side you're putting up teams from opposite brackets. So like I guess teams won't be facing during the regular season. Teams you're facing in the preseason will be insignificant then. So I guess it's just good for the playoffs. It's a good way to see how teams work. But just this is sort of reinforcing the point that it's not really too important for the actual season, like these maps.
No, the maps and just the results, they won't mean anything. It just gives everyone a chance just to understand what's going on throughout the whole tournament, how it works.
Yeah, so and moving on, Signature Gold versus Heroics. Obviously this is a Signature Invitational tournament, so this is one of the I guess most significant teams you can say in this tournament. And in both those maps, they won 16-5 on Nuke. Again, showing that Nuke is a dominant map. I'm assuming these wins came on the CT side for them. And then Inferno, they won again 16-6. What about this map? Obviously, there's a clear domination from Signature Gold. What are your thoughts on the way Heroics played? Obviously, like I said earlier, none of us really watched it. I mean, I did, but I don't remember too much because it was like 3 a.m. when I was watching it. What do you think on the game?
Well, it seems like Signature Gold is clearly the better team, at least right now. And I guess this is just because I think they just want to have a little bit of fun with this invitational of theirs. You know, take control over Nuke and Inferno.
I get you. You know,
confidence
booster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember actually watching that game, and I remember one of the coaches was actually watching the game, and whenever their team started to fall apart, I really wanted to say something, but I thought, no, I shouldn't be too mean.
That's
because, yeah, sadly, Heroics, they just seem to struggle a bit throughout the match. Not too sure what went wrong for them, but I'm sure they'll come back fighting.
Yeah, so hopefully I'd like to see some good competition at Heroics. I know they picked up a pretty good player, Infinix player Taki. I don't know too much about him. I've seen him play once or twice in Infinix, and he seemed to be a dominant player. I don't know how that's gonna turn out in this league. You never really know until the games have actually been played, but I'm excited to see what happens there. And moving on, again, this is my team and Siphon's team, Exa, or previously known as In Theory when the matches were played, versus Infinity, which actually ended up collapsing and backing out of the tournament after the game. Hopefully not because of the game scores, but we won the first map on Mirage 16-2, and on Cache we won again 16-1, so it was clearly a dominant play. the players were saying that they were having on Infinity. Were saying that they were having an off game. I believe that's true.
But they had two, didn't they?
Yes, I remember the second match they had to replace a player with someone named Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah.
And he had rage quit like 3/4 of the way through the game because of the score.
Oh, was your game the game where two or like one of the other team left because of...
And then our player left for chores, I'm pretty sure. So we didn't end up balancing the teams. I remember the casters saying, "Oh, it's honorable. He's leaving to even out the teams." We're not honorable.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were just leaving because he had to do stuff. But yeah, so what about that game? I know in the Mirage map, it seemed to be the priority was a spider that was on your desk, Llama. What's up with that?
I think us as casters, we struggled to... I think we got a bit distracted because the scoreline seemed to be so... It seemed really harsh on Infinity. They just seemed to... It was like all in theory now, Exa? Or is it EXA?
Exa. I actually don't know how to pronounce it. Honestly, we're just picked up yesterday, so we're sort of learning stuff.
Yeah, that's how to pronounce it.
I'm pretty sure it
Infinity
is
just
Exa.
seemed to be essentially, I think Infinity
I think it
just
matter of
fell
their
apart.
aim. I think they just hadn't developed fully as players. I think as a team they were fine actually. They had great CT setups that I noticed. They always varied their positions on A site and Mirage. But I think that their aim just literally they couldn't compete with us because their aim was like just not as good. It's simply it. There wasn't anything wrong with their setup, but they just hadn't really developed as individual players yet.
Yeah, so
They could be great.
Yeah, they still have time to get ready for that. Obviously, aim comes over practice, and they still have like 2-3 weeks until the season actually starts. So might as well just get grinding. Obviously, time might be a factor considering it's a busy time for everyone, but you know, I'm sure they'll pull something off. And then again, moving on, we're going to the Signature Elites versus Crossfire. And like the Canton Dracos match, only one of the maps were streamed, and this was the cash map where Crossfire took down Signature Elites 16-5, which is doesn't seem too dominant, but it was a dominant play out of Crossfire. They're a tough team to beat. Signature Elites just came out with some good strats and really sort of fought off Crossfire, but Crossfire's an ESCA team, so they're quite decent. They are an ESCA open team, to go into more detail. So you'd expect them to be quite decent, and they really filled that stigma, I guess you could call it. What do you guys think in terms of like just how they're an ESCA team and just how they performed, I guess, against Signature Elites in this 16-5 map?
I think you could sort of see their dominance and their experience with this higher their tournament experience. I think that the scorelines just kind of proves them to be able to get a good 16-5 result over Signature Elites. Of course, Signature Elites, they are one of the stronger teams in the division. I think that just kind of shows how much of a threat they could prove, not only to Signature but to all the teams in the division. It could be interesting to see how they do throughout.
Yeah, for sure. It would be nice.
Crossfire being an ESCA team, they have that experience with other more experienced teams. ESCA just essentially means they have more, I think, more strategies as a team. I think they can handle this.
Yeah, fending off better teams, I guess. Considering every team in ESCA is obviously committed, considering they're paying for ESCA. Yeah, so it'll be interesting to watch Crossfire play that out. And the next matches were another ESCA team. This is Conquer All versus Canton Dracos. And obviously, fitting the ESCA team, the open team persona, Conquer All won 16-2 on Mirage and 16-2 on Cash. So obviously, it was clearly a dominant performance out of Conquer All. What do you guys think about, I guess, the future of these teams? These ESEA teams. What do you think? How do you think they're going to be performing throughout the tournament? Obviously, they're starting off dominant, but this isn't even their bracket they're facing. This is obvious a bit of insight that was provided on the Crossfire versus Signature Elites match. Oh no, sorry, it was the Mirage match between Conquerall and Canton Dracos. I heard Smiley mention that the NA brackets are divided between sort of the higher ranked teams, meaning Crossfire and Conquerall will be facing each other, and I guess the higher ranked teams and then the lower ranked teams. What do you think is going to happen in, I guess, that higher ranked team bracket between these ESEA teams and I guess the rest of the teams forced into the bracket with them?
I reckon it's going to be a tight battle, mainly between Conquer, Crossfire, and possibly Signature Elite.
I think it'll be nice to watch.
I think they're going to be much more interesting to watch, as the lower tier teams don't really seem to have such advanced strategies, which the ASEA teams obviously had used. And I think once it is all over with, and then the lower tier teams are forced to play against the ESEA teams, it's going to be a very quick match. If I had to say so myself.
I'm hoping to see a good fight out of the lower tier teams, I guess you can call them.
I hope so too.
Yeah, and in this Conquerall match, I saw something special, something that we've been trying to learn, but we've kind of choked on it. I saw the Tyloo A strat on Mirage, where it's 5 smokes, making sort of a cup towards sight. That's obviously really hard to figure out. All the smokes are sort of just random placements. Obviously showing the strategizing that was going on in the background for this Conquerall team. So they're going to be a force to reckon in the future of this tournament. And so that's all the matches from from last weekend. We'll move on to just what's going to be coming up. There's 2 days of matches this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Oh, actually, there's a match today at 7:15 between Signature Gold and Crossfire, played on Cash and Inferno. And then on Saturday, it's EGC, Elite Gaming, versus Immortal 5 on Mirage and Cash, and then Frostfire versus Mount, which I'm not sure who they were before, but one of the teams that we mentioned earlier, they switched orgs. So that it'll be nice to know who they are, considering I have no idea. And then so that's at 6:45 on Overpass and Cobble. Then it's Ocean CS versus Canton Dracos at 8:15 on Mirage and Inferno. That's EU time. And then it's In Theory versus Signature Gold at 4:30 Eastern Standard Time on Mirage and Inferno. We've been prepping pretty hard for that. And then Kinetic versus Signature at 6:15. Heroics versus Canton Dracos at 8. High Caliber versus Conquerall at 8 again on Sunday. And Hive versus Polar Weasels at 10:30 Eastern Standard Time. So I kind of blew through those. I guess we can go into sort of deeper analysis of our thoughts on those matches. So Signature Gold versus Crossfire. We saw Crossfire won their match 16-5 versus Signature Elites, and Signature Gold, if I can find this, they won their match 16-5 on Nuke against Heroics. Obviously, Llama, you mentioned that Signature Elites are going to be a force to, or are a strong team, and we saw even scores from both Crossfire and Signature Gold. So, what do you think is going to be happening, or how do you think this match is going to go between Signature Gold and Crossfire?
I'm looking forward just to seeing what Signature Gold can do to try and break down Crossfire. I mean, we saw Crossfire's dominance throughout their matches on Inferno, wherever they played on. Essentially, Signature Gold, they've got a challenge on their hands. I know Smiley, his team, he's playing with Mag and Rex and a couple of others. I know that they're trying to find a strategy to break them down. They won't go down easy. I know that. Well, I can tell that they're going to give it a really good go. I reckon. I think if I want to make a prediction, I think Crossfire will just about take it. Possibly it won't be as easy as a 16-2, perhaps it'll be a 16-6, 16-7. It'll definitely be close, but I'm looking forward to it. And can't wait to see how it goes.
Yeah, it'll definitely be a nice match to watch. Moving on, and that's on the day of recording, the 30th of June. Yeah, so and that's happening tonight. Tomorrow, 31st of June, if that exists, or 1st of July, I don't know. But that's between EGC and Immortal 5 at 12 Eastern Standard Time. We saw EGC win. Okay, Alright, this is a bit confusing. They switched their org names, so I'm not sure actually what their score was. But I know
They lost their game 2-0 to Mount Esports in the first week.
Oh, okay. Good to know. So yeah, they lost 2-0. And Immortal 5 we saw lose both maps, 12-16, and 5-16. What are your thoughts on this game? Both teams losing both their matches. How do you think it's gonna go? What are your thoughts, Loki?
Oh. No. Yo, just for the record, I'm only here because I helped collecting the results of the matches from the stream. I don't follow this tournament at all, or none of these teams. But yeah, it's probably gonna be a good match. I don't really know.
Definitely gonna be a good match.
Thank you.
If it helps anyone, all the scores and schedules are available on the league website.
Thank you. I'm gonna watch it.
You should. Maybe next week you can talk more.
If you don't talk about any matches, I will.
Yeah, hopefully we should have Huey back. I'll be away next week, so
Finally,
you
dude.
might you might have to carry it next week, Loki. I'm hoping you do. Just you
I
alone.
can't even carry my team.
I think that's a
Oh,
lie.
no, I'm just gonna- Okay.
You should at least try and carry your team. At least somewhat
No, it's the other way around. They carry me. Shout out to my team. Get me to global, please.
He's just a backpack. Alright, next we have Frostfire, you guys, and you're gonna be facing Mount, who won both of their maps, and then you guys won your Mirage, and you lost your cash map. You guys are playing on Overpass and Cobble. What do you think is gonna happen here? Have you guys been preparing hard for this match?
Yeah, we've been preparing for this behind the scenes. We played Mount in a scrim recently, and Mount did fairly well against us. We played the game on Nuke, and one of the things that helped Mount actually was Mount were playing very aggressive. I noticed this when they played EGC in their first match in pre-season. They were really aggressive, especially on CT side, because as soon as they saw a bomb site was empty, they'd pretty much rotate instantly and try and get the kills. They were very aggressive, they'd push a lot. I reckon it'll be quite a difficult match, but I'm obviously hoping my team can win it. So I'm going to say Frostfire are going to win that 2-0.
Best of luck.
Yeah, for sure. Alright, so next is Ocean CS vs Canon Dracos. I believe that's EU. We saw Canon Dracos win over High V Sports 16-14, so a close match. And then Ocean, they won both of their maps, 16-12 on Train and 16-5 on Nuke. These matches are their match this weekend is on Mirage and Inferno. I don't know. I'm not sure how it's gonna end up going. I think it should be a good match. We saw both of them winning their maps, so it'll be nice to watch. What do you guys think?
Yes.
Good. Very in depth. Thank you. Moving on. In theory versus or well, old in theory now. Exa versus Signature Gold. This is on Mirage and Inferno. I know we've been
Wait.
prepping pretty hard for this.
Is it your team
That's my team.
versus who?
We're facing Signature Gold.
Oh,
Who?
Signature Gold are gonna win. I'm that sure.
Oh,
Oh, thank you.
that hurts. You know, we've been
You don't
prepping.
know us.
Yeah,
You do not
you
know
haven't.
us.
We had people talk to us about being good. I think.
They accused us of hacking.
Yeah, they did.
No.
How
they
much did you pay him to let them accuse you of hacking?
They didn't.
didn't.
I mean, we had some guy in a FACEIT queue say that we were good, but that's about it.
Yeah, we're insane, obviously.
Yeah, man,
I'm the news screen.
pretty much. Yeah, so we've been prepping hard for this match. I'm not sure what's going on the Signature Gold side, but they won on Nuke 16-5, and they won 16-6 on Inferno. So obviously they're a strong Inferno team, and I'm not gonna say anything about our Inferno because I don't want to spoil anything, but
Is it good?
I'm excited. That's all I can say. And then Mirage is our best map. I don't really think saying that's gonna be too significant, but I'm excited to play out Mirage. I know they didn't play Mirage last time, so we don't know anything about their Mirage. I know when we were executing our simple default, they were sort of talking about it being something sort of special. So I guess I'm not expecting too many set strats on Mirage from them. I don't know. I'm just sort of talking trash. I don't know what else to be saying, but yeah, I don't know. I'm just excited playing these matches. What are your thoughts on this match, Llama or Loki? Actually, yeah, Loki. What are your thoughts?
I'll pass it. Lama, yo, I love you, bro. You have a British accent. You should
Thank
give your
you.
opinion on that.
Yes, it is very sexy.
Yeah,
Thank you
yeah,
very
sure
much.
is.
What are your thoughts?
I think it's going to be definitely an interesting matchup. I mean, both teams. I forgot what game we were talking about here.
Oh, good. This is us versus Signature Gold.
You against Signature Gold.
Exa.
Signature Gold. They definitely.
Oh wow.
I mean, they might win Loki. You're not. That's a good prediction to make. No, seriously, Signature Gold. They've got some stuff in their locker. I know that they could bring a bit of fight to this tournament or to this match. But then again, EXO, we saw quite a lot from them in their first match. It's gonna be hard to even out.
It's a little dominant. All right, moving on, because we're getting short on time. We're gonna have to just sort of speed our way through this. So I'll just give my personal analysis on these maps, and then we'll talk about Conquer All a bit, because obviously they're a significant team. So the first match is between Kinetic and Signature Elites. Kinetic lost their first map 16-10 and won their second map 16-10 against High Caliber. I don't know what's up with High Caliber. I don't know I don't know how they play. So I'm not sure how to balance that out with Signature Elites, because obviously Signature Elites were faced up against a tough first team, Crossfire, which is another open team. So I don't really know how these teams are going to compete, but going off of scores, it should be a win for Kinetic.
No, let's go, Maddie. Come on.
All right.
Mhm.
Thanks for your input, Loki.
Let's go. Come on. I'll do my predictions. Let's go.
All right. Heroics versus Canton Dracos. Heroics lost their maps 16-5 and 16-6, and Signature. Oh wait, no, wrong one. Canton Dracos lost both their maps 16-2 and 16-2. What are your predictions?
Kenton Drakers are gonna get wrecked. No, maybe not wrecked, but they're probably gonna lose.
I think Candy Drake is gonna win it.
I think Canton Dracos have a good chance. they were up against a tough team. So I think they'll have a good chance at this one. I'm gonna have to go against your predictions, Loki.
Nah, no worries.
Side
I
up.
mean, you probably know more than I do.
I can't say that yet. And then Sunday I'll skip over Conqueror for now. We have Hive Esports versus Polar Weasels on Mirage and Cash. Hive Esports played the third match and they lost 16-14 on Mirage against Canton Dracos EU. And Polar Weasels got dominated by your team, Llama, 16-13 on Mirage, and then they came back and won 16-6 on Cash. They're playing Mirage and Cash, so I'm hoping Polar Weasels put some more effort into stratting Mirage. I want to see a better scoreline than 16-13 this time, but again, Loki, let's see your predictions. What do you think? Who do you think's gonna win, Hive or Polar?
Okay, so Hive or Polar. So by the results, Hive lost 16-14 and Polar won 16-6 and lost. Okay, I'm gonna go for. I really don't know. Like, if I would go for the results, I would go for Polar. But fuck. Oh wait, I can curse. Feels bad. I'm gonna go for Polar. Let's go, boys. I'm here for you. Okay, let's go.
All right,
I'm gonna have to disagree with you there. I reckon Hive could take us. I'm only saying this.
This is bullying. I don't care. You're getting to.
All right, what's your reasoning there for that, Llama?
Predictions.
Hive, it depends. If Hive can start on, if they can get a T-side start on Mirage, I reckon they could take this. They brought such a really good comeback in their game against Canton Dracos in the first week. I reckon it'll be really. I could expect Polar Weasels giving a good fight on this, but Hive's dominance in that first game just does it for me. I reckon they could just about take it.
Yeah. So at the moment,
Please.
at the moment, I'm pretty much excited to see every match. This last one, it's a bit nerve-wracking. It's Conquer All, who were very dominant against the NA set of Canton Dracos. They won 16-2 and 16-2 on Mirage and Cash, and they're playing Cobble and Nuke, so these are different maps. Obviously, we were saying Nuke. If you have a strong CT side, you can pick up a bunch of rounds because it's from just watching pro games and just my own experience. I see most of the rounds won coming from the CT side. How do you think these two matches are going to play out? Obviously, High Caliber, they won their first match against Kinetic 16-10 and fell to Kinetic 10-16, as we keep mentioning. What do you think? Do you think it's going to be another close match between the two teams, or big split, considering Conqueror's a ESCA team? What are your thoughts?
I wouldn't be the best person to ask personally because I never saw those two games, so I can't comment.
I didn't either, but Conquer All are gonna win. Believe me. I swear to God, believe me.
Conquer All.
They just dominated their two first matches. I think they can. They might find it a walkover. I don't know. It's hard to predict, but Conquer's tournament experience in the ESEA events, they might just take it. I reckon High Caliber are going to have to be top of their game just to try and break down Conquer.
Nice. You agree with me. See, it's going good. Let's go. Come on, get going.
Yeah, I have to agree. I think Conquer All is going to take this one.
Oh my lord, see, it's going good.
I have to agree too.
Yeah.
Oh my god, see, I got it.
You know what? I think I'm gonna change my opinion. Just I'm feeling High Caliber. You know, they need some support out of us.
Oh my.
So yeah, High Caliber, win, please.
You're the one who needs support. Mental support.
All right, so that's gonna wrap it up for games from the past weekend and this weekend. Obviously, you can watch the games all of this weekend twitch.tv/itstheleague. You're welcome for that plug-in, Mama.
Thank you.
Make sure to watch the games of us. Fastfire at 1:45 EST or 6:45 GMT, and in theory, or well, EXA now, playing at 4:30 EST or 9:30 GMT. I think that's gonna about do it for us. It was a bit of a different sort of setup for this. We decided because like I mentioned at the start of this, we decided because he was gone, we just sort of changed it up. So yeah, I guess that's about it. See you guys next week. Any words from any of you guys? Do you guys want to plug in any Twitters or whatever? Just before we leave.
Sure to watch our game on It's the League, especially the exit game.
You can
Like
also
comments in the Twitch section, please.